Hi friends. A little different setup today. I'm Justine Froelker, author, speaker, corporate trainer, and certified Daring Way and Dare to Lead Facilitator, and this is the place that we talk about courageous resilience in a really imperfect way with a lot of animated emotion, and where I teach you skills, tools, and especially the language to make real daily sustainable change in your life. I have like all these different ideas for videos swirling around, and life. There's this element that fatigue, and we're weary. I think a lot of us are pretty weary with the world, with our lives, and something came to me as I was sitting out here. I just finished reading some of my scriptures, and a couple monarchs, of course, came into the garden. And for those of you who don't follow my butterfly journey, the monarchs aren't having a great year. So usually I have monarchs flying everywhere. 2020 is uncertain. And if you've followed any of the work that I teach, that's one of the 3 pieces of vulnerability: emotional exposure, risk, and uncertainty. 2020 is it's really uncertain, and everything changes. You can find a study to discount the study you just read, an article to discount the article that you just read, or the Facebook post, wherever you're getting your information. It's hard to know what is truth, which I've talked about before. I'm wondering, though, if in what is probably one of the most vulnerable years that many of us will see our entire lifetime, because it's so uncertain, as schools are announcing their plans, and families and teachers and administrators are trying to figure this out, as government leaders are trying to figure what is best in service of this country, as we are trying to figure out how to make change in the racial justice realm and the difficulty of our world, and talking about sex trafficking also. Like there's all of these big issues, and how many of us are attaching to certainty about an issue, a thing, maybe a couple things, because it feels like it's our only sense of control in the most uncertain world, or year of the world, or what feels the most uncertain, right? And I know what I teach is so annoying, because I'm asking you to be uncomfortable, because the permission of the and, the complicated gray, the messy middle, the grief and the joy, I know this, and this is what I don't know, and I believe in Black Lives Matter, and I'm not sure I believe in everything that the organization aligns with. Like, wait, what about sex trafficking? I believe in masks when it comes to this, and I'm not sure I do in this. Like, all of these things, like, are we over attaching to certainty because it's so effing uncertain right now? And what if we're not supposed to be certain about much? Our brains hate this. Our brains hate it so much, because our brains love to feel certain. Our brains want to tell us who the good guys are, who the bad guys are, what's safe, what's not safe, what's dark, what's light. Like, our brain is wired to keep us safe and comfortable, and frankly, there's nothing safe or comfortable about the year 2020. And we've been doing it for months at this point, and we're weary, and we're tired, and we're fatigued, and we don't know what to believe, and we miss people, and we want to get back to normal, and yet we need a new normal because our normal wasn't working. Like, all of these things, like, what would it be like if you got curious about that thing that you are so certain about? What if you got curious about it and explored, are you over attaching to the certainty of that one thing? because it feels so effing uncertain everywhere else. The only thing I'm certain of, the only thing, as the year 2020 keeps moving forward in the uncertain way that it is, difficult and fatigued as I am in my own battles of pain and job stuff and exciting things coming and rest and delight and learning how to trust and all of these things, the only thing I am certain of is that somehow this will be okay and that God is good and God is so present in it. I don't know what study to believe. I am not sure how I feel about all of these issues day to day. And what I am really leaning into, as uncomfortable as it feels, is that perhaps when I am feeling so certain about something, that is actually a way that I am freaking plowing through the vulnerability of what it's like to be human in 2020. And what I know for sure is that plowing through your emotions, numbing them, escaping them, avoiding them, is never in honor of truth. It'll never honor who you were created to be. It will never honor your whole story. Because when we plow through the emotion, and I'm going to call uncertainty an emotion at this point, it owns our entire life. It suffocates our light. It stops me from being the co-author to write my story. I just am my emotions then. And you know what? There's already enough that's fucking uncertain enough about 2020. I don't want it to be me. I don't want it to be my emotion that I am finding safety in or certainty in or solace in, because it's not. Will you join me in the uncertainty? What if that was our call? What if that was the place that we met one another and said, I don't know about that. This is what I do know. So for me, this is what I'm going to do to be able to sleep at night and look in the mirror. And I'm going to challenge you that those will not include things that outright step on other people's well-being and safety and rights. And there will be those of you that read into that on both sides, because that's how uncertain this all is. Thanks for sticking with me. No matter where you're watching, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, a podcast player, Instagram, please like, share, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss this annoying curiosity, which is ultimately courage.